out if your enemy's a road ahead of full prophecy to be the greatest beast the world has ever seen. I feed him every day like the bones clean. I feed him all the hate and he grows me. And he gets claws real big, pissed off quick. And if you cross him, you might drop dead. Metaphorically, of course, settling the sword, never getting bored, loves the blood and gore. Always wanting more freedom from the source. They don't really understand until they feel the force departed. If you start shit, you'll be heartless in the darkness. Torn apart quick, you left scars ripped, you'll be chewed up and discarded. And this world ain't right, won't accept it. Negative energy, I expect it. Once it's in your mind, it's infectious. So fight for your life and reject it. You better give me space, I'm protective. My adrenaline spikes when I'm threatened. And if you stay in my way, I'm aggressive. Cause when there's no exit, I'll kill when I'm desperate. Pressure, it's stormy weather, lightning, thunder, pouring weather. Yo, I'm a go-getter, try to do it like me, but I do it better. I got a mind that's clever, the beast inside is competitive as ever. I'm conscious, my subconscious, an accomplice to me. I promise the darkness, I can honest believe. But don't cross me, I might lose control of the lost beast. He's locked away inside with the key control by fight or flight. And this world ain't right, won't accept it. Negative energy, I expect.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I'll be your caster for this evening, for this Division D West matchup between Fountain Snipers and Cosmos. Both we went already through the map selection, and we're in the lobby. We're going to Towers of Doom. Just wanted to show you our map pick and bans. We had Garden of Terror and Sky Temple banned out by Fountain Snipers. And then Tomb of the Spider Queen and Alterac Pass banned out by Cosmos. Yes, OG. Hopefully we have a interview that works this time. I actually already tested it out. So it looks like we should be good. It looks like we're moving into the draft menu. And so we have game one over in Towers. Towers of Doom. One of my more favorite maps, but one that has an extreme backup or comeback, I should say, mechanic of you can be losing the whole match and then all of a sudden it can completely flip. So nice, but can be also pretty bad. Since we had Fountain Snipers first pick, like I said, Cosmos picked Towers of Doom. We do have the first band coming out on the side of Fountain Snipers. We have Tychus. Interesting. Maybe expecting some big, or maybe drafting some big bodies, I should say. I mean, Tychus very strong against large HP pools. Typically, you see teams focusing on either getting some poke. A lot of heroes that have poke or are able to disrupt the channel of the tributes. We do see the almost mandatory Johanna ban. Comeback mechanic, yes, OG. This map is, as you probably remember, OG, it's, yeah, it leads to lots of fun. We do have the second band of Garrosh on the side of Fountain Snipers. I would imagine we probably see maybe a healer band, maybe a Chromie band. I recall I casted, did have the healer band. Anduin. Do I smell a Stitches? This tends to be a pretty good map for Stitches. Able to predict any map where you can use Stitches, where you can predict rotations a lot easier. Fairly strong map for Stitches. We do see Leoric being picked up on the side of Fountain Sniper, so opting to prioritize their offlaner. Typically in towers, you do see the offlaner having the duty of soaking 2 lanes. Traditionally, you see top mid soak. Leo, pretty strong with that. You can select talents to make his ability be a little bit stronger. And then we do have Maltael and Brightwing. Cosmos looking to solidify their healer with their first 2 picks. Followed up with a Sylvanas. And then a Diablo. So the Tychus pick, if you're banning out Tychus, you're picking some very beefy tanks, and so Tychus would have caused a lot of havoc for Diablo and Lyric. But we still have Maltael. Although Maltael has to get a little bit more up close and personal than Tychus does. Deal its damage. Next ban from Cosmo's side. Junkrat. And I like that ban. Junkrat is, again, can be pretty oppressive, able to poke from very far away. You can tell it into the steel traps and can make life pretty miserable for opposing frontline, especially. Mosley, so dreamy, says Rusty. There's this, as I said, are we going to see a Stitches, but we're not going to see a Stitches since it got banned out. Maybe that Anduin ban gave it away. Anduin can deny some of the hooks that Stitches does. Unless you hook the Anduin, he can't save himself. And we do have a Greymane and Mal'Ganis. We are going to see the Dreadlord. But if you played Shadowlands, you know that everybody's a Dreadlord. Although Mal'Ganis can be kind of annoying for Diablo, but set up some
I heed the voice of Elune.
wombo combos with the sleep.
Here we go again.
And there we see a Tyrande and Chromie. So Silver is going to get his Chromie that he did not get to play last time I casted. Now we have the last pick. Coming inside of Cosmos, they still probably need a mage, maybe a Flux. They definitely want to get something that can poke. And they're opting to go with the triple frontline and the pseudo frontline with Greymane, if you want to call it that. So very beefy frontline from the side of Cosmos. We don't see any switches. Alright, so it looks like that's going to be our lineup for Powers of Doom. I'll see you in the Nexus. back in game.
Begins in 10 seconds.
Looking at the side of Fountain Snipers, we have Mosley on the Leoric, Arco on Diablo, Silver Jacko on Chromie, Atomic Onion on Sylvanas, and Lampico on
Waiting for
Tyrande. While the side of Cosmos, we have Imbuement on the Dreadlord, Melganis, Oddthought on Malthael, Atlantis on Brightwing, Frostbite on Raw, and Dedon on Greymane. We have our customary ARAM meeting in the middle of the map. While we do see the offlaners go to their respective lanes, and this is going to be an interesting matchup. It's one where you would think that, in theory, Malthael should win, but if Leo can land his spooky hand, he can not outright win, but can hold his own versus a Malthael, one of the few offlaners, or melee offlaners, that can do so. And typically, Malthael wins most of those matches versus offlaners. You have both teams working on their siege camps. Something that's going to be very useful for Fountain Snipers is having Tyrande, being able to interrupt channels, being able to get vision. Yeah, no problem, Rusty. Always a pleasure to be cast. The key for Cosmos is trying to get that Chromie. And with 2 melee and a Greymane, not an easy task, especially with the Diablo on the front line. You see Lampico getting low, but able to get away, but Imbuement going down. I think he took some damage from the towers there. All the while, we do have Malthael's doing Malthael's, and of course with on a Bell Horse being able to move 20% faster, which is pretty advantageous when you're trying to soak 2 lanes. Melganis able to join the team again. Kings are coming out. He's walking right into the bush. Gets to sleep on Diablo, but looking up, and we do have Chromie in danger. Tyrande able to keep the team alive, but not herself. Imbuement taking some damage, and we'll get some. I was saying we'll die to the towers, but doesn't. But still, gets taken down by Leoric. We did have the offlaners pick up their own, had the gentleman's agreement or gentleman's handshake on the top channels, but all the while we still have the bottom one, and we have that owl interrupting the channel. But it looks like they're going to be able to secure it. Good job on the part of Cosmos. But as we know, it's nice to have that early lead, but as I mentioned earlier, this map notorious for momentum swings. As long as you have one, that's all that matters. If you have one, you can survive. I've been on both sides of those, where we had 1 health and an enemy team had 1 health, and we've lost and won. And it's one of the best feelings and one of the worst feelings. Chromie laying out the time traps. Oh, Rocket. Hey, how's it going? Oh, thanks for the get the sub. I saw you were gonna cast, and I wasn't gonna cast, and then I guess maybe you weren't able to do it. I'm happy. We do have Sylvanas with that was like 50 HP, able to get away. Thrall getting rather low. Have to step back in Hearth and reset before our next altar. Looking at our soap, we have our offlaners both doing a good job. Looks like, yeah, Thrall and Leo will get there both about the same time. Yeah. Diablo going in, but having to be careful. Will be going down, and that's no souls, so it's a full death timer for Diablo. With that, looks like Mountain Snipers will be giving up this altar. Leo trying to intercept it. Great job by Thrall blocking that owl, making sure that's going to be interrupted. Chromie was very low on mana, so we didn't have enough to interrupt the channel, but without Diablo being there, there was no way for them to step up in a safe manner. Imbuement on Melgan is stalking the bush. We'll be flying in. Sleep Sylvanas. The Cursed Bullet, we have our level 10s, I didn't call them out, and that's a dead Sylvanas. Tomb on Thrall. Trying to get away. Looks like we'll be going down. Lots of R's being pressed. We do have a 2-for-1 with that Sylvanas trade earlier in Atlantis with about 100 HP. But we did have APOC from Diablo, Loop from Chromie, Wailing Arrow, Sylvanas, Starfall, and Tomb. We do have Dark Conversion. Could be one of those ults that either goes really well or really bad. Last Rites on Maltael, Blink Heal, Cursed Bullet, and Sundering. So that Cursed Bullet should get pretty good value on the Diablo. Pretty big target, lots of HP. We do have the next altar spawning with Cosmos having a 36-28 lead.
Take the altars and put an end.
Cursed Bullet lands on Diablo and chunks him. If somebody comes out and that's another dead Diablo, and that's a full Souls Diablo, so we'll be back rather soon. We did have Dark Conversion, but it looks like it may have been on a full health target, because I didn't see anybody who was low. We do have Thrall trying to channel. Diablo is back. We do see the APOC combo. Raymond getting rather low. Melgan is able to sleep the targets. Cosmos gets the bottom altar. Now we have Mountain Snipers down to 24. But they're able to rotate and pick off Maltael. Alright, I get it. Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah. I was actually going to ask you if I could co-cast with you, but it worked out that I guess you couldn't do it. But yeah, I'm happy to pick it up. We did have Greymane go down, and with that Sylvanas, Mountain Snipers trying to get value. I do like this move to try to get some structures down. So I do have Maltael back on the 2-lane soaking grind. We do see Fountain Snipers already rotating, looking to pick off that Maltael. And We do see the Entomb come out, but the team's not there to follow up. All the while, we do have another fight going on at the bottom right of the screen. Apa comes out, lands on Imbuement. He's able to get the Dark conversion on Chromie. Diablo getting rather low, is stunned. Flipped, and we do have a 2-4-0 trade here. All the while, Mosley able to sneak away and grab an altar to at least minimize the damage done to their core. Nice play by Mosley on Leo to at least secure one of the altars.
The Raven Lord will not keep me.
Oh, nice time trap. I was gonna say that's gonna be a bad situation, but very nice play by Silver on the Crummy to stop the invade. You see Cosmos move back. They take their own siege camp. Unit providing some vision, but it looks like Crummy will be using the loop. Will be entombed. The Sundering comes out and Cursed Bullet. Will he be able to get away? No, and that's a dead Morganus. Cosmos able, or the Fountain Sniper is able to secure the kill on Morganus. As both teams are approaching level 16, however, we do see Fountain Snipers with down 12 on their core, now making a push for bottom lane fort. You see Meldiel come down to help support. With that, we do see Fountain Snipers back off, although they almost have it. A little bit more. This is going to be a 3 altar phase coming up. Looks like Cosmos looking to go and secure their own top altar, not really contest bottom. With Brightwing doing some vision on top. Surprised they didn't try to invade earlier. Looks like Mosley will be able to secure the top friendly side altar. And with that, we do see the bottom board go down on Cosmos' side.
This tower shall serve the Raven Lord. Enough of this charade.
With both teams at 16, although we do have Fountain Snipers with about just over half a level lead. But we do see Malthael help close that gap a bit. That's still about half a level. We do see Malthael now rotating down. They would try to help secure a kill. We have Sundering used as engagement. Loop used on Malthael. Thrall going in deep, and we'll be going back to the Hall of the Nexus. You see the flip or overpower Malthael, but able to use his cleanse to get away. And all the while, we do have Mosey on Leo, picking up the top siege camp to put some pressure now on the top fort for Cosmos. As we see Cosmos rotating up to either try to clear that camp or stop Leo's push. So with that, a rather large lead now. No longer the case now, with only up 7, with 2 altars coming up. It looks like Cosmos are opting to not gonna be challenging, or maybe moving to take the boss. Looks like they're gonna be late. Tyrandos on the bottom, and they let 3 of those sappers go through. We do see Tyrandos secure the bottom altar. We do have the rewind on Malthael, but able to use the unstoppable. Stop the loop. We'll have the mid altar, and Tyrande able to secure it while the team zoned. And all of a sudden, a rather large lead by Cosmos eliminated. And now they find themselves down 6, with Fountain Snipers having a 16-10 core advantage. Oh, so pretty good. Silver's been pretty good with those time traps. That was like a 3-person time trap there. Ooh. You see the rewind. Loop again on Garganos, but able to get the dark conversion on Diablo. And oh, Thrall goes down to the tower. That is a soul reset for Diablo, but we did see a... Well, it was a 2 for 2, but Diablo came back, so it ended up being just a 2 for 1 in favor of Fountain Snipers. Although we do see an Entomb. Missed it. On Malto. And that's another death for Malto. We do have level 20 online for Fountain Snipers. We have Lord of Terror, Piercing Sands. Oh, we have Chromie now dead. Shooting Star, and we see Sylvanas and Leo holding on their level 20s. Cosmos just about to pick up level 20. Looks like they're opting just to give this. This is going to be another 5 shots. Yeah, 4 shots. Or it's 5 shots. So now they're down to 2. We do have the Buried Alive, but not much follow-up on the side of Fountain Snipers, so it was a 2-person Buried Alive, but a missed opportunity. And we do see now Fountain Snipers they're actually gonna go for it. Oh no. If you are Cosmos, are you able to get there in time? If Human is going to be blocked, we do have the channel going in, and they're not going to be able to interrupt the channel. And just like that, we have game 1 going to the side of Fountain Snipers. A very exciting game, as we saw, I was mentioning earlier in the match. This particular map, you can gain an early advantage. And as we go on, the death timers get longer. And if teams are able to capitalize, even if you were losing the whole match, you're able to flip the switch and take a lead. And we saw that exactly. As we see, actually, Cosmos having more kills, 10 to 12. You can see Silver doing work on Chromie. All up with Grey Maiden Thrall. We did see a substantial more healing from Brightwing, almost doubling Tyrande, but obviously Tyrande contributed with some damage, buffing some of the teammates, and able to help with bursting down enemies. Did see Leo and Maltail doing their offlane duties. But about, I think it was midway, it was about level 16 or so, where we saw Fountain Snipers able to kind of get a few kills, able to secure the bottom fort, and with that, made it very challenging for Cosmos to interrupt the channels, and that's one of the limitations of having melee heroes on this particular map, is if you're not able to get in there and interrupt, it'd be very challenging. Yeah, Diablo's OP, OG. Lord of Terror. Too bad I never really got to play him that often, right? Let me update the scores. I'll go back and look at the map. Still waiting for teams. It looks like we haven't. So don't see a lobby. I was actually surprised. Viewman on Mal'Ganis was able to get quite a few dark conversions. I think it's one of those alts that's a little tricky because it tends to be very announced, right? It's very obvious when if Mal'Ganis has dark conversion and is about to die, it's kind of obvious that he's probably going to use it. So typically you have people hold interrupts for that, but Imbuement was able to get a few of those off. I think Sundrain typically is fine, but it felt like because it seemed that Fountain Snipers were able to engage on their terms most of the time, maybe Earthquake could have gotten more value. They had a difficult time getting on Chromie. We did see Leo get some major value from Entomb, able to secure quite a few kills. Looks like teams have made a decision on which map to go. It looks like we're going to be going to Roxas Holdout. Ah, thank you, Arco. Ready with information. I was about to ask who picked the map, and it was Cosmos that picked Braxis, which is surprising after being a map that was banished for I don't know how long. I think this is now the third match that I've casted this season that has gone to Praxis, so I guess it's one of those like, well, we all hate it, so we're just gonna make everybody miserable. We do have now Praxis Holdout being picked out by Cosmos. Real quickly, take a look at the standings while we wait for teams to get ready. Oh, the standings are not updating. It always does that in live. I don't know why. And I'm doing it in my practice view. It works just fine. Yeah, Rusty. The Cosmos did a good job early on, but it's again one of those maps where, especially if you have heroes that scale a little bit better, death timers get longer. Cosmos were able to get a few kills on Diablo, but obviously a couple of those times were when he had full souls, so he just came back rather quickly. All right, it looks like we're moving back. Teams ready. We have the start moving into the draft screen.
Brexit.
So I wonder if we'll see a Chromie ban. Since Cosmos picked Braxis, we do have Fountain Snipers picking first again, and with that they'll be banning first. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Sylvanas again. Another hero that's very strong with the objective. We do see Stukov banned. I think I mentioned before in previous broadcasts. This tends to be... I mean, Stukov is good nonetheless, but I think this is again a map where you can predict a little bit easier, or there's a lot of areas where the opponents are going to be... You can get a lot of value from Stukov with his silence. Warhead Junction was the best map of all time. Oh gee, I don't know about that. Oregon Junction before the remake or the remodel. I don't know about that. You do see an end-to-end band from the side of Cosmos, followed up with a garage band. Are we gonna see a Rexar? Anybody play any Rexar players in chat? We have Leoric being banned out. Interesting. Cosmos opting to limit Mosley's off-lane pull by 1. You do see Johanna up, Vala,
The crusade calls.
and then on cue we do see Johanna being picked up by Fountain Snipers. I wonder if Cosmos should probably prioritize their healer, maybe their tank,
Let's save some lives.
or I did say Vala earlier, and so we have Morales with Vala. I think Vala's in higher elo, probably not as impressive, but we tend to see Vala being pretty good, especially with Morales. I imagine this will be a stim Morales, so Vala will be able to put out quite a bit of damage. We have Junkrat being picked up, followed by Thrall. So I wonder if this is going to be a off-lane Thrall, or they're trying to bait the counter and just switch. The old bait and switch. Oh, that's right. Okay, I know that you play Misha. You play Misha. You play Misha. When you play Rexar, you're really playing Misha. Rexar is just, you know, he's the sidekick. Misha's the actual hero. You see Sylvana's being banned out? Imagine maybe a tank being banned here. We do see Murden. Not a bad, pretty good ban. A Murden able to get back there, mess around with Junkrat. Able to hop over the walls, rotate a little bit quicker. We have the next 2 picks on the side of Cosmos. So I imagine we do see the tank and maybe the flex here. Let me see the tank and the offlaner. Or is it a 4-man? We do see a lot of teams, especially with Avala, opting for a triple bruiser or, you know, tank and double bruiser lineups to help keep that Vala safe. We have a Malfurion and an Orphea. So that is indeed going to be an offlane Thrall, I believe. But Fountain Sniper's opting for a Junkrat Orphea, unless they're going to do some other type of setup. Last pick from Cosmos coming in, and Maiev. Ooh. The spicy pick. Maiev. Not as spicy as it used to be. We can rewind to the release patch of Maiev, where Maiev had like a 65% win rate. The good old days. Alright, and with that, see you shortly. Braxis held out. Oh, there you go. I was muted. We had a pause. Little technical issue, so moving into an intermission screen. Meanwhile, so looking at both teams, like I said, I do like the Maiev pick. So is Maiev going to be able to get in there? Heather, I say Malfurion, Orphea, and obviously Junkrat, and get set up some kills for that Vala. Although Joe tends to make things rather difficult for, or not, I would say difficult, but I'm sure I'm going to get some Maiev main here and be like, no, I'm not scared of Johanna. Of course, Johanna being that tank that doesn't excel at a lot of things besides just being there. Looks like both teams were having issues, actually. Junkrat, typically we'll see. I imagine you have Junkrat going, obviously the mine build to get more than one of those steel traps. Not mine build. I said steel trap build, which could make things difficult for the Maiev. Although this time imbuement on the Mal'Ganis is probably not gonna have to worry about being flipped and apoc'd and overpowered like the last match with a Diablo. But now we'll instead need to worry about being booped around by a Junkrat. And obviously on Braxis, an important matchup will be the offlaners. So it looks we're going to have Thrall versus Artanis. And overall, I think it usually ends up being kind of one of those where it's depends on the individual who can make the play. Typically, you have Thrall, I think, usually beating out Artanis. Oh, someone had a puppy mess. So not really a technical issue, but a natural issue. I think it was a couple seasons ago. Someone had like they completely disconnected or the computer reset because their cat decided that they wanted attention and turned off somebody's computer. So, the pleasures of having a pet. I guess I'll move over to the map select again. Oh, we wait. So again, I'm surprised that we are seeing, at least this is now my third cast this season. I think we've had Braxis in each. Used to be that Braxis was never picked. Now we've seen 3. So it looks like both teams now are coming back. Alright, are we back? I think we are. But yeah. Braxis holdout. Now, I think 3 for 3 in casts that I've done that it's been selected. Looks like Fountain Snipers are ready. Just waiting on the side of one of the members, I believe, from Cosmos, but I do imagine that Morales will be going Stim. You could make the argument of the other alt, I forget what it's called, to help with the quick rotation, but I still think that obviously with Avala, you're going to have Stim, even with an Artanis, so it could get value with a few, I guess even a Maiev. Something that I did notice is that Cosmos have opted for more of a double bruiser or a melee. Last time having a Greymane with a Thrall, Altion, and the Dreadlord Mal'Ganis. As we saw last matchup, it was kind of a challenge towards the end. They weren't able to get in there and either secure kills or put pressure on Chromie. Well, this is going to be a little bit different. Well, it looks like they're still having issues. Actually, what I'm going to do real quickly is get some water. So, switching over to our intermission video. Wanted to give you an update. It looks like we're still waiting, so hopefully we get this issue resolved in the next couple minutes. This is where I need reminds me to set up my little mini games for my channel. Or set up my replay. I've been meaning to do that. But it seems every time I do something for my channel, I break 2 other things. A few of the members of both teams are, I guess, offering to do stand-up while we wait. I don't know if I can do stand-up. At least not right now, not with this pressure. That's just when I should plug in what's it called? Raid. What's that mini game that a lot of streamers usually try to get people to play? It's like Raid Battle Legends or something. That's when I do my plug for that. I guess I could pull up the corny dad jokes. What do a tick and the Eiffel Tower have in common? They're both parasites. Ah, 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 ah. I was about to say that Silver made the joke of, I'm afraid for the calendars, its days are numbered. I think, Silver, you just Googled dad jokes just like I did. And clicked on the first link. Okay, looks like we have somebody resetting. So hopefully they're able to reconnect. Biko says, I got fired from the bank today. A woman asked me to check her balance, so I pushed her. Ah, 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 ah. Why do fathers take an extra pair of socks to golf? In case they get a hole in one. Alright. That's enough dad jokes for the night. Well, going back to the draft or the lineup, something that I think might be, I guess, with Johanna, Mountain Snipers have someone who can be on the point relatively safe, especially with a Maiev and a Morgana's threat. However, if Maiev and Mal'Ganis are able to get into that back line, they don't have much CC. I guess besides the traps and the ultimate at 10 if Orphea goes the Jaws and Joe goes Blessed Shield. We do have the root from Malfurion. But I still think that Cosmos should be able to put quite a bit of pressure. Though obviously that depends on if they're able to get Soak. As we know with the Braxis. One of those maps that can get rather snowbally. Although it's not as bad as it used to be. After they made the changes to the towers and keeps and the waves for the Zergs here. I think it used to be that pretty much whoever won their first objective won like an absurd percentage of matches. Now it's a little bit more balanced, but I still think that typically winning the first objective, or at least having a very large wave, and if you don't have a way to clear it, usually leads to you being a little bit behind. Okay. It looks like we have some positive signs. Looks like we're getting people reconnecting? Question mark? Alright, there looks like they're trying to reconnect. Great. Yeah, running out of jokes. Cleared my jokes. Cleared my discussion about Braxis and how much it's the best map. So once we get the final player to get back, we should be fine. Stare? What do you mean by stare, OG? That's supposed to be an emoji. Oh, play Portal. Like I said, I need to install those mini games. This is where my highly paid mods should come in and help. I need to do that. I've been saying that for a year. Need to earn some dark bucks. Get 7 TV stare. I do have 7 TV. Are they connecting? Please. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to remake the lobby. All right. At least it was at the very beginning, so it's not a huge issue. Let me double check. Looks like we're gonna remake the lobby. guess we're gonna try to see.
Wait, don't leave me here with the Zerg.
Systems online in 10 seconds.
All right. Looks like we're gonna remake the lobby.
3, 2.
At least, fortunately, it was the very beginning. I guess the pleasures of HOTS. I think I was in another match. It was last week where um, the game completely froze, and then I was kicked out during draft, and then we had to remake the lobby because of that. So some minor technical issues. Yeah, OG, you're my mod. You're my highly paid mod. You should help me out with this. Alright, so it looks like we're going to be remaking the lobby, waiting for teams to post it, and obviously we already know what they picked. So this should be rather quick. Unless both teams agree that we, instead of going to Brax's holdout, we go to the, what's it called, Brax's, the ARAM. I'm fine with that too. Although in ARAMs, there's some very oppressive heroes. You're highly paid. You're highly paid as my mod. Of course. I think if we're just gonna do an ARAM, right? Ennui? I got mad once when the word was ennui. For a friend of yours. Well, anyways, we have the new lobby made. Looks like we have everybody here. I'll move us over to a very quick draft screen so we can at least see something else besides the map selection. All right, I will do it next. I'm gonna set up one of those mini games tomorrow. Obviously, right now I can't do it. All right, looks like everybody's here. We're gonna do a quick. Uh-oh. Oh, they already made the selections. Okay.
None shall flee my grasp.
They pre-made the lobby. Okay. I was like, are we gonna do a quick draft? No, we're not. All right. Everybody's here, so now we get to go to Braxis Holdout.
Facility powering up.
We're about to
All right, we did it. Oh, hi, Mark. Made it to Braxis Holdout. We have Arco on Johanna, Silver on Junkrat, Lampico on Motafurian, and Atomic Onion on Orphea. While Mosey's playing Thrall.
3,
On the side of Cosmos,
1.
Oddbot would be playing
Gates open.
Artanis,
time for action.
Bumin on Mal'Ganis, Atlantis on Morales, did on Vala, Frostbite on Maiev. As I said earlier, it's going to be up to Maiev, I really feel, to make those plays. A little bit harder with that Johanna. But we do see Lampico going down. And Junkrat also not long for this Nexus life.
The beacons are
Although
energizing.
these
You have to
death
control
timers right now are rather low. And as I said before, a very important matchup will be in the top lane. You see Fountain Snipers making a move to take their Bruiser camp to help put some pressure on top. Well, you see Cosmos making a play for their own Bruiser camp as well.
The beacons have activated. Control them. Let
I think for this particular reason, I feel like typically the format is always bottom. It's one of those things where it's not a rule, but you just typically see it. So I always feel like the red team always has an advantage because of this. They have their bruiser down here, a lot closer. We do see now Mountain Sniper trying to secure the bottom one, which would put some progress on the beacon. You see Thrall able to secure the top. And as I mentioned before, OG, who is favored? Typically, you would think Thrall wins this. But obviously, a lot of these are kind of like matchup plays. I think especially before 7, it's a little more difficult for Thrall. The idea for Thrall is that you don't want to like just brawl Artanis, right? Because of the shield. You see the sleep coming out on Arco. Orfeo getting some value. Vala with 20 HP able to get away. And with that, we probably see Fountain Snipers able to secure bottom. Vala having to hearth back to reset. You see Godthought or Artanis able to hold top. Able to stop that beacon progress for Fountain Snipers. You have Vala back at the bottom lane. Rusty votes for Mosey. He's so dreamy. Oh, was that? Oh, I was gonna say we didn't see the Q. Oh, we do have Vala going down. I thought was gonna be able to vault away, but does go down. However, Johanna is kind of low, able to reset. We do have Mosley getting rather low, having to hearth back and reset. All the while, Artanis is still there, getting some soak. But now, with Artanis being rather low, able to have tap, and I have to say, if Artanis is rather low, might not be able to protect that bottom or that top beacon. You see Maya Vault go in, and Silver Jackal goes down. Vala getting low, but oh, does go down. That's Root Sleep. Would be very annoying. We're 3 minutes in. What did you miss? You didn't. You missed a few kills, and not much. We have no beacon progress, so didn't miss much. We do see Malfurion backing up to get some mana. And Althod able to trade rather well with Thrall. You do see Silver Jackal trying to sneak in, help support Thrall. And with that, they're going to be able to get both beacons. We did see them trying to get camp. I don't know if you want to trade a camp for some progress on the beacon. We do see Mal'Ganis coming in to help. Junkrat being able to boop that Mal'Ganis away again. Oh, did he go the W build? Oh, he didn't. See, that's very annoying. We do see Taste for Explosions, the dopamine quest, or dopamine talent, and we have the members of Cosmos getting rather low, having to back below their board. 4 members of Fountain Snipers there. We do have Mal'Ganis back with halfway beacon progress in favor of Fountain Snipers. Oh, I was gonna say level 1. We did see Echo of Elements, which is interesting. Typically, you would have seen the percent damage. I'm surprised we didn't see percent damage on level 1 for Thrall. Ooh, and Vala goes down. See, Johanna go the upgraded. With level 10s online, looks like we're going to be able to secure. As I was about to say, we have Blessed Shield, Jaws, and Riptire. And Twilight Dream. We can see Mal'Ganis go down. But still no support for Thrall top, although now we do see... Is he going to be able to get it? Oh! No. We do have... We both have tap, I believe so. It looks like Thrall might be able to secure top. And Fountain Saber's able to steal the Bruiser camp from Cosmos, and level 10's online for them. We do have a stim drone. Will be some hyper Vala action Thrall able to secure the top, speaking at least briefly. We have Rain of Vengeance, Carrion Swarm, Containment Disc, and we still don't have the ult from Artanis. I would imagine the Suppression Pulse, because that helps with the offline. But we see a Blessed Shield into a Jaws, but we do see Johanna go down with a stem drone. Vala able to dish out quite a bit of damage. We have Orca go down, and whoa!
Hero slain.
I was like, wait, they were both alive, and I think they died to the bombs from Junkrat. So with that, though, we do see Cosmos now able to get some of their own beacon channel. Did have Fortanis back up. We'd see the side of and Artanis might be in trouble, but is able to get away. Oh, and comes back. 4 members of Fountain Snipers now moving to the top lane. So with that, we do see Cosmos opting to invade to try to take the siege camp. We see Morgana's being looped away. Now is in danger. We do have a Riptire with a really good Twilight Dream from Malfurion, and we do see a 2 for 0 with Morgana's having to retreat. We do see Maiev come to the top, but they almost get a full channel, but we do see Phantom Snipers able to stop it at 2% left, but we do see now Johanna move in to help support Thrall in the top lane to help secure top, and it looks like it's going to be like a pretty much a 100 to 98, so practically both teams going to have full waves. And I imagine Fountain Snipers are going to be having a little bit easier time clear, especially with Orpea and Junkrat. Whereas here we have this bottom 4 coming down even before the wave comes in. Vala, especially not with this build, it would have been the W build, maybe a little bit easier to clear. Cosmo's not having the best. We do see a swap on that Junkrat. We did see Artanis go the Purifier Beam. Mountain Sniper's able to get quite a bit of value bottom. Moving over to the bush to see a gank. I imagine a Blessed Shield. Blessed Shield into a trap, Solid Dream, and Imbuement will be going down. Artanis still alive, trying to survive. And Morales able to keep Artanis alive, and with that, Mountain Snipers will be taking that cruiser on the side of Cosmos. And then move up. Siege camp, painting the map blue. And uh-oh, Oddthought in a bad position, is able to get swapped. Let me get that unstoppable, but gets body blocked. Will be going down. And with that, we do have now Fountain Snipers less than a half level away from level 16. And so, if you're Cosmos, I mean, you would ideally want to fight now. You see if you would set up a sleep on Johanna, but probably not the target you want. Now with level 16 online for Fountain Snipers, I would imagine they might make a play for their boss, right? Big throw pit? Come on, please. We want to see a throw pit.
Looks like
But no, of
beacons
course.
are reactivating.
Fountain Snipers doing the right play and avoiding the boss. Come on. We need some entertainment. Oh, we did see they're all getting caught out, but Blissey should come out. Containment disc on Johanna, so she's gonna be out for a little bit. Oh, her unstoppable was. That's in an interaction. I don't know if that's supposed to happen, because I've seen that happen again. Where, well, I guess she already had the unstoppable. The idea is that containment disc silences the hero that's in the disc, right? But I guess the unstoppable was already on. And that root and sleep. Morales running kind of low on energy. We do see the full channel. Silence and good combo by now Furion and Orphea. We do see Morales and Vala going down. Althad rotating down on Ortanis to try and help, but with that level 16 advantage was going to be kind of difficult. Now we see the throw pit. Dude, what kind of there's a Junkrat doing quite a bit of damage. And then we have a full wave and a camp, or not the full camp actually, and a boss. So it's gonna be a big party in top lane. You can see Blizzard Shield come out, and oh, very nice setup. Blizzard Shield by Johanna, followed up by Crushing Jaws, Orphea, and Riptire. And with that, Vala likely not going to be able to defend this with 20 seconds still on 4 members outside of Cosmos. With a pretty healthy wave, a boss. Yeah, and PG's being called out. We see game number 2 go to the side of Fountain Snipers. So a little bit different than game 1. Did see a very effective combo. At first I was a little bit of critical. I was like, Junkrat and Orphea, but with Johanna, those Blessed Shields were great. Followed up with the Orphea Jaws and then Junkrat Riptire. That's a lot of damage coming out. And then a silence. So you were stunned, silenced, and then blown up. Fountain Sniper is able to pull out that combo rather effectively quite a few times. So time for an interview. This time the mic works. I tested it before, so I'm not gonna have an issue. Hopefully. Now I jinxed it because I said that. Hop into a lobby. But yeah, we did see good work by Junkrat and Orphea. Even Johanna having top 3 damage. As far as healing, we did see Morales do quite a bit of work, but obviously not enough to save the team from all that damage. We did have Thrall have a difficult time with Artanas until the level advantage.
What's up, Dark Knight? Long time no see, bud.
Hey, how's it going? I was just criticizing you, so good time for you to
Yeah,
come in.
That's not. I criticize him all the time, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Great. And so I was about to say I think the intermission from technical error was a little bit longer than the actual match, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
But
That
yeah,
was one of the longest ones I've ever had.
I mean, it happens. It obviously.
Yeah, and I hate forcing like, oh, it's forfeit, blah blah. I'd rather just play.
Yeah, and so, but anyways, congratulations on your 2-0 domination. How you feeling?
Good, especially after last league when we shit the bed a bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was there.
Yeah.
You cast that game, you saw how we
Yeah,
did not play our best.
but I mean, the best thing to do is bounce back the next week and move forward, right? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
get that momentum going again.
And so going back to game one on towers, it was selected by Cosmos. And how are you feeling early on? Because Cosmos was able to get some securing some altars, and you're at some point you were down 12.
I never care about what that shit says because you can have one shot left and still win easy. And in my opinion, that game is as long as you keep your cool, you can come back easy.
Come back easy, right?
Yeah. All it takes is one fight in that pretty much shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we were kind of like, man, they're taking it to us, but we weren't stressing because it's a full game. I mean, that map in particular is all game. Just keep going.
Yeah.
It's not one of the games where 12 minutes in, you're just getting shit on. Game's over.
Yeah, it's I did mention that obviously too. It's like especially it's one of those where I think if you get an early lead, it kind of actually might be bad because it lulls you into feeling good and feeling that you're safe.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, depending on the hero, if you have a hero that scales or is late, etc. But you were able to, I think it was around level 16 where you kind of were able to flip it, and you get and you secured the bottom, and so.
I think it's once we got that bottom fort is when it
got
turned
bottom.
around.
Yeah.
And before the draft, I said, I'm like, well, let's see if we see a silver, chromie band, target band, and nope, you got it. So, so I'm happy you're able to play your chromie this time.
It's been a while. I enjoy that hero. Yeah. Or actually, people who are listening, I hate that hero. Don't ban it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's and also I was mentioning you had a couple good plays on Leo where you especially with Silence and Tomb, it's like a win condition many times, so you're able to get some pretty good Entombs, and I think towards the end there was a lot of kind of just staggering of deaths, and so Cosmos was not able to recover from that.
There's that one I tombed two of them down at the bot. I think Thrall and Mal'Ganis, and
I'll say that we try not to give Mosey props because
yeah. Thanks, Dark. I haven't heard that anything good about my play for so many weeks, so I appreciate it.
It's to keep on his toes.
Yeah, it's a tough job being the lane janitor, and so so that worked out, and you're able to secure game one. Then moving on to Braxis, and so I was mentioning earlier. I mean, I don't like Braxis. and
I'd rather play Braxis than Warhead. Fuck Warhead. But
it's not even in rotation though, right? So you can't even pick it.
No, it's not. But I still hate that map so much.
Sure. But moving in now, so interesting draft on your side. We saw that you were able to get the Johanna, and then you opted for double mage. Ew. So is this something that you had worked out before, or you had practiced, or it's kind of like, hey, it's let her rip?
It works out. So in my opinion, Junkrat is more magey that he pokes, and Orphea's more blow up and can finish.
Yeah. So you can think of Junkrat kind of like a pseudo sustained damage.
Yeah.
And now Mosey, I'm gonna go look up what was going up in that top lane.
Me and Odd were just beating on each other Thrall and Artanis. It was fun. But definitely he was getting the better of me until that level 7 or something.
Yeah.
Maybe even until 10. Yeah, he was getting the better of me. As far as damage wise, I kept trying to poke him out, but his the shields on Artanis just kept him up. So I couldn't quite get all the way as far as he was getting me. So
Yeah.
What are you saying? You're just bad.
yeah, I'm just bad. But after I started getting a little more levels, started getting a little more resilience, Frostwolf resilience.
Oh yeah, that's
anyway.
13?
Yeah. Then it was. I think the tide turned to my favor. So.
And also, it's 16 to 13 level lead.
Well, that didn't hurt it. That's true. No. It was my play. It had nothing to do with the level.
Yeah, it was definitely the Frostwolf resilience.
Yeah, it was. It didn't have anything to do with the team coming up and ganking him once. There's nothing to do with that at all. It was
I mean, for a while, like there was no channel. It was like I think it was like still like 6 minutes or something, and there was like no channel to anything.
Yeah, it was a.
There was quite a bit of a stalemate. So I guess kudos to both teams being able to kind of rotate and stop each other, but eventually you got level 10 and that helped you kind of secure the first objective. And as I mentioned earlier, Braxis is one of those where especially with like about an 8-minute wave objective, you can push in quite a bit. And so
once you get that first objective, it's hard to come back from.
Yeah, it's not as snowbally as it used to be, but it's still kind of snowbally. But you were able to do some really nice combos with the Johanna, Blessed Shield, what's it called? Jaws, Silence.
Silence, Retire, all that fun stuff. Yeah,
it's a very good combo. So, good job. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, it went rather quickly, and that's usually the nature of Braxis. It goes rather quickly. So you're able to jump on that lead, and
slow start, fast finish.
But
that's what girls like nowadays, right?
Whoa.
All right. No, Silver's not allowed to be in interviews.
Not anymore.
Silver's not allowed to be in interviews anymore. Okay, anyways, but with that, I'll let you guys celebrate with your team and leave it up for any shout outs or anything you would like to say.
Yeah, I'll shout out I'll start Mosley, I'll shout out Cosmos, and I'll shout out you. It's always more fun when someone's actually streaming. Makes it a little more sweaty. Shout out to NGS. We're not all just flop around in Storm League and Quick Match. Makes it a lot more fun. And shout out to, I believe, Hemo. He helps us out with coaching it from time to time.
Oh, nice. Hemo's watching. Rusty, you're out there somewhere. Dagny, all the rest of the team that didn't make it into the game, but they're out supporting us, all the other watchers. So
that's it. Well, again, congrats, and I also appreciate that you guys have these late 8 o'clock PS time matches, which are convenient for me at least. So
same here. I get off work at 7, so now we are doing our games, which I appreciate.
Same thing for me. It's like I get off at 6:37, so that's why I can't commit to any. I can't really commit to streams until I know that I'm gonna have time. So it works out. But anyways, congrats and enjoy your 2-0 victory, and hopefully I can cast some more matches in the future.
Hopefully you can do some more wins and make up for that loss. So appreciate your casting.
Thanks a lot, Dark.
Yeah. So anyways, have a good night.
Yep. Night.
All right. So with that concludes our stream of tonight's matchup. Exciting series. We did have, again, Towers of Doom. And we saw the traditional one team winning and then another team able to flip. And then we saw Braxis hold out. The usual, whoever gets the first objective has a very solid chance of winning. But overall, some exciting combos on both teams. And with that, I want to thank you and thank NGS and everybody who joined me this evening. With that, I'll leave you with some music and some scenes from HOTS. And I'll be trying to catch a little bit more of these matches, especially on Thursday, Friday, when I have some more time in the evening. And so look forward to casting some more matches in the future. And with that, I'll see you around in the Nexus. Have a good night, everyone.
Turn around, I feel the breeze over me. You watch your dreams unfold. Let it come around and let it breathe over me. It's time to go away into the light. I feel the calming energy. I see the darkness coming, and I'm calling you to help me set me free. I'm calling for you. I'm calling for you. I'm calling for you. Lie all the fate of the world in your plans, guarding your faith with the palm of your hands. I know, yeah, I know, it's the unknown.